Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. What are we doing today? It's your boy. It's me. Good morning. It's too early, bud. Go back to sleep. It's 10:45. So it might be today. It might not be today. It might be next week. It might be today. If it is today, it's going to be disappointing. If it isn't today, it's going to be disappointing. Now, you may ask yourself, and you may find yourself asking the question, what the hell does that mean? If it is today, why would it be disappointing? Because it's gonna money. Money. Disappointing because of money. So, yeah. Okay. So I got a bit of a cold sore right there. That hurts. Am I still gonna buy it? I think so. It depends. It really depends how much it is. If it's $13.50 or more, no. No. If it's $13.50 or more, that's what Electra and I have decided is the cutoff. If it's less than $13.50 for the bottom line unit, Tyler, I'm sorry, but you're just guessing and don't know when it actually is. Yeah. Are you new? It's always... Are you kidding? I want to say thank you to everybody. The $5,000 was for the frame, right? It was, yeah. I got the money for it. Yeah, I did. But if it's so fucking much, it becomes incredibly unreasonable. And also, this kind of changes how I want to use my money. So I want to say thank you, everybody who. I want to say thank you, everybody that sent some goodwill and good wishes and stuff. We did announce yesterday that we're having a kid. We are having child. And yeah, everybody's been super cool about it. I expected to have some people kind of turn it into either something weird or something mean, but everybody has been super nice, which is very surprising and very nice. Thank you. Everybody's been super duper nice about that. But yeah, we're having a kid. Do you know if it's one or they're twins on the table? I'm literally not going to tell you anything other than that. Am I still getting a dog? I am still getting a dog, yeah. And so, yeah, we're of course, the money that we raise now, iced coffee again, you know it. It's iced coffee in there. What happens to say that we're on HopeCon 2? For HopeCon 2 to occur, we would need verifiable information about an imminent announcement. Yeah. It's much better to keep private life details private. Good luck on parenting. Thank you. What are you most excited about with the new house? Oh, it has a very sizable basement. And the basement actually has all the hookups and things for a bathroom to be constructed in the basement. And we're going to be getting a big jacuzzi tub for the bathroom in the basement. But the basement itself is going to be separated into 4 rooms, including the bathroom. And one of the rooms is going to be the 90s studio set, constructed from nothing. Are you guys doing the gutting or hiring contractors? We're doing... Electra's pregnant, so Electra can't do any of it. So we do have to hire some people because it can't just be me, because I also have to keep up with this work so that we can pay for the constructions and stuff, But so for like example, this week I'm tearing out all the carpet and stuff. But the way that it has to work is because the house is hours away from here, I have to dedicate entire days to doing that. And so the days I'm not streaming, I'm over there, I'm working on the house. The days I'm streaming, I'm here, I'm working. I have to kind of go back and forth between those two things. So can one of the donation goals be for the time travel show construction? I mean, it is. It absolutely is. All the money goes into a pile that'll be spent on getting our adult life put together. And so, you know, obviously just doing these shows by itself with ads and subs and all that, making videos, doing sponsors, like the job pays for it. You know, Electra will eventually become my sugar mama with her book when it becomes published and becomes a success and all that. And she'll end up surpassing me in terms of recognition and fame and creativity and all that. But for the time being, the deal has always been, you know, I take care of us until her book takes off, and her book will take off. So why does Tyler hate Portal 2 so much? I don't hate Portal 2 at all. I like Portal 1 more. But yeah, when Electra's book comes out, you're going to definitely hear about it. I know that sounds like fucking bullshit. Like that sounds like bullshit. Like she's my wife, and so it's like, of course I'm going to think that. But her book is fucking great. Like her latest book is really, really, really good. Like I can't tell you the core selling. Like I can't tell you that. Yeah, it's a novel, but I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what's it about or whatever, because the idea is so good that somebody will steal it if I mention it. But it was, I can tell you, you know, she was working on this trilogy for a really long time, and she was kind of going like a bit cabin fevery with it, because you kind of work on something for so long and it just kind of becomes a jumbled mess in your mind. And so she took a break from the trilogy that she was working on to work on something much smaller scale. And we kind of went back and forth with a couple ideas, and she came up with this one idea, and she's like, it just came to her randomly. And she just like, we were chilling and we were trying to brainstorm a bit, and she went, what if this? And she said the idea, and I was like, oh, oh, that would sell. Oh, people would love that. Genre at least, spicy, shockingly spicy. It's a spicy book. I can tell you it's a spicy book. Yeah. No, you'd be surprised, and it's all her thing. It's really, 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 really good. It's really good. No, it's really good. It's really, really good. Will Tyler do the narration of Electra's book's audiobook version? No, because she would want a British kind of like, she loves British voices when it comes to audiobooks. So no, she's always said from the beginning that it's going to be somebody British, but like with like a London kind of posh British accent for it, you know. Is it another book about fucking dinosaurs? Oh, damn it. Okay, well, you guessed it. I didn't say it. You guessed it. Yeah, she's writing a book about dinosaurs fucking. That's correct. Yeah. Posh London. Yeah, a bit. But no, you'll fucking. I'm joking about the dinosaur sex. You'll love it. You'll love it. It's almost completely finished, and we're gonna be shopping it around to agents, and agents are gonna fucking fight over it. It's that good. Are you still getting a copy, by the way? No, you're getting a copy of the first book of the trilogy, but she's put that aside for a while before she works on that again. When we need beta readers for the trilogy, you'll get called. Yeah, this one doesn't need beta readers, because there's enough people. You see, this is the thing. This is how I know it's going to be popular, right? She's been working on this fantasy trilogy for years. 6 years, since 2020. Well, no, since November 2021. She was working on a different thing, but that was like her first, like the first pancake. You always kind of, you know, you're just working to learn the thing. and she was been working on the current trilogy since November 2021. It turned into 3 books, and then it turned into 4 books, and then it turned into 5 books, and then it turned into 6 books, and then it all became condensed, and then became 4 books again. But the first book is pretty much done, and like, I think it's good, but it's, you know, she's been working on it for so long that the story is meaningless to her now, because it's just like the words are just, you know, like I could recite to you the entire plot end to end, because she's been working on it for so long, you know, and I know these characters like I know better than I know some of my family. But this new book that she's doing, she's only been working on it for like 7 months, 8 months, and it's come together so fast. And what we really believe in with it is that, you know, when she was working on the fantasy thing, it was really difficult to get anybody interested in it, because it's this high fantasy thing, and, you know, fantasy's for nerds. But the thing about this book is, like, people, every time we ever give the elevator pitch, they're immediately on board. They want to be a beta reader. And so she's been able to gather feedback very easily, because all we have to do is there's this, and this is meant to happen, but this happens. So therefore this happens, but this happens. And so therefore this happens, you know, and then people are just like, and they want to read it immediately. It's really, really, really good. So I saw somebody like, you have a dog, a house, you know, a kid. That's a lot of money. I appreciate that you're, you know, I hope her book is a success. I really do. But have you figured out what you're going to do if it doesn't? Yeah, I'm still capable of covering all of it just through my job. If by some coincidence, like this is, I do well. I can support my family. We're just excited because I believe in my wife. I definitely, I very much do believe in my wife. She's incredibly talented, and you will hear about her one day. I will tell you, the one tidbit of information related to the book that I am comfortable telling you is that there is a character in the book that Elektra knows if they ever make a television or movie adaptation, the actor who played Ross Poldark is the guy she wants to get to play one of the characters. That's all you get. That's literally all you get. Not in the 90s adaptation, in the newer 2010s adaptation. I think his name's like Aidan Turner or whatever. Handsome Scything Man. Handsome Scything Man. Anybody know what Poldark is? Anybody know what Poldark is? We're kind of just like, when will the book be available? We don't know. We don't know. It's almost finished, but then it has to get shopped around, and then an agent we have to agree with an agent's offer, and, you know, get a northern accent. If anything, southern accents are overplayed. So I'm American. I don't know what that means. British is British in my head. Unless it's Scouse, in which case it's the Beatles. And that's it. You're either posh or you're the Beatles. You know, you just walk around and you're a little bit, you know, just like doodly-doo, and we're just a band. We're just going to have a thrash. You know. Northern Oasis, Southern Blur. Tyler, how's your health, Tyler? It's okay. Very, you know, a little stressed because there's a lot going on, you know. So people are asking, you know, there's a new accent every half mile. That's why I think you're faking it. Because we have entire tri-state areas that have the same accent. And you guys can't go 2 fucking streets without the accent changing. I think there's still hope for a $500 Steam frame. What? This is what I have to deal with. This is what I deal with. So there's a lot of people, not a lot, but there's quite a few people that are really angry at me because they think I don't know anything when it comes to the Steam frame. And it seems like nowadays the only time people are angry is because people really want this thing to be cheap, and it's very much a shoot the messenger situation. I think Steam Frame will be $58. So people are asking me, you know, why is it? So what's going to happen is it's either not going to happen today, and that's disappointing. But if it does happen, it'll still be disappointing. Why? Because the price is going to be out of reach for most people. And that fucking blows. That blows chunks. That blows chunks. So, remember when some people thought the Valve was going to make the index free? No. People thought Valve was going to make the Valve index free? Why would they ever... Wait, people thought that? So we think the Steam Frame is today? We think there's a good chance that today is the Steam Frame, yes. Yeah. I just think it's a situation where people want to be able to afford things and they might not be able to, and that fucking sucks. You know, the world is very difficult for most people. And so when there are things that they want to be able to experience, when there are things that they want to be able to enjoy, and it seems as if finances are getting in the way of that, you're going to be, you know, fighting with the universe. But this is a situation where it feels like, you know, I'm saying, hey, it's like $1,100 plus, $1,200 plus. And a lot of people are just like, he's an asshole. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a grifter. He's just making shit up. And then when the prices get announced and they end up being higher than they expected, no one's going to go, oh, I'm sorry, it looks like Tyler was right. They're just going to go, that's way too fucking much. Dead on arrival. What was Valve thinking? Right? So it doesn't matter. It never matters. What I'm telling you is that the Steam Frame is going to be uncomfortably expensive. It's going to be uncomfortably expensive. I'm going to try and do everything in my power to get a Steam Frame. Can it be uncomfortably today? Yeah, it could be. I'm going to try everything in my power to get a Steam Frame because I've always been more interested in the Steam Frame than the Steam Machine, because the Steam Machine is just a Linux box, and you know, it's like a souped up Steam Deck, and I have 2 Steam Decks, you know. The problem with it, checking my email. Oh, we got a sponsorship here. Black Forest Supplements. I don't know anything about that. Is this decent? Oh, I don't know about this. This looks... Anybody know anything about what this is? Checking the spam folder. Excuse me. I get a lot of emails in my spam folder about GLP-1. It's like Google knows I'm fat. Oh, you're the guy that said they were going to send me a bunch of money and I said, don't? Okay, yeah. Sometimes people offer to send me money and I'm like, you don't have to do that. Don't do that. Holy shit. Chimp phone 2047. What? Oh my God. Are you the guy that offered to buy the Steam machine for me? Yes. Okay. I appreciate it, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so, wow. If you charge back, that's okay, because it's a lot of money. Oh my God. Holy shit. I'm not charging back. I love you, pal. I appreciate that, man. Oh my God. Looks like I'm shaving my head soon. Am I right, folks? Real talk. I've been wanting to shave my head so that I can get Rogaine in better. Don't. If you're a man, here's the thing. I want to make a statement about something. It seems like people think that it's something that like you can make fun of a person for if they're balding or whatever. Don't most men bald, and like aren't we like making people feel bad for that? I'm pretty sure most of the people in this chat are gonna go bald one day. I feel like we shouldn't be picking on each other for that, you know? But like, okay. Like, if you want to pick on me for going bald, that's fine. I'm 30 and I've spent most of my life sitting in front of a computer making content for you. But like, I'm still me, you know. But there seems like there's some kids that think it's funny to just be like, oh, I saw a bald spot, and I'm over here like, yeah, I see it too. I know. But you know. It's your grandfather on your dad's side, on your mom's side, is the one that you have to look at. And I loved that man very, very, very much. He was bald as hell. He was bald as shit. But you know, look, if you get your kicks by making fun of old people that are older than you for being bald, just realize that the universe is going to get you back for that. Okay? There's a lot of things you could make fun of me for. I'm fat. I'm balding. You know, I'm almost 30 and I'm like obsessed with Valve software. Like, you can make fun of me for a lot of stuff. I'm okay with that. If that's how you get your entertainment out of what I'm putting out into the universe, that's fine. I'm an idiot. I'm heavy. I'm Italian. I'm incredibly hairy on everywhere but my head, you know. But I'm also like the wealthiest man on earth. I'm married to my soulmate. I don't really believe in soulmates, but I feel like I found mine. You know, I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to be a dad. That's nuts. There's so many people that can't get pregnant, and we did. You know, I have an amazing job. So it's like, you know, if you want to pick on me, that's fine, because I know that I probably have a better situation than you do a little bit. You know that minoxidil is deadly for cats. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yeah. So I was using minoxidil a lot for like a year, and all my hair came back and I looked great. And then Electra got pregnant and I stopped using minoxidil and all my hair fell out. And then Electra was like, I still use it, but we had to come up with a system or whatever. So. AI is going to solve the balding problem in a few years anyways. Yeah, we're going to build God in a box and everybody's going to have big old hair. Yeah. Why is there a disappointment today? What I'm saying is, even if it is, oh, and by the way, $1,000, like, we got to make sure that $1,000. Somebody donated $1,000 at once. Yeah, I got $1,000 on my PayPal account right there. 5 minutes. That's insane. $1,000? That's fucking nutty. That's nutty. That's nutty. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Chimpphone 2047. That is insane. Somebody really wants to see you bald. Yeah. So, I mean, to shave my head on stream, we still need, it's a $5,000 goal, but we're at $1,535. That's nutty. We started the stream at $535. Absolutely insane. Thank you so much, Chimpphone 2047. Appreciate it. Yeah. So, make 6,000 now. We don't need to make any more money today. I made enough for today's stream, and I really appreciate it. If you want to be able to, you know, send a dono of yourself, I appreciate it. ! Donate in the chat. We're just hanging out. And Make it $7,000 for eyebrows as well. No. You know, there's a period of time. That's too personal. I'm not going to talk about it. But no, I want my wife to still physically be attracted to me. She's okay with the shaving of the head. She would not allow me to touch her if my eyebrows were shaved. Yeah. But I don't know if any of you have gone through your partner, you know, getting pregnant and stuff, but there's a period of time where you can't do anything. It's driving me fucking nuts. But, you know, let's not make it even more of a problem by shaving off my eyebrows. Will I cosplay as Kleiner if I'm bald? 1,000%. Would that add incentive to make more money for my baby and renovations to the house that I'm raising a baby in? I will blast that little. Where did she get to? Lamar, get out of there! I'll do that a whole. I'll be yes. I'll cosplay as Kleiner, absolutely. Lex Luthor cosplay? Nah. The only Lex Luthor that I would want to cosplay as would be the one from Smallville. Fat Kleiner, that's me. Lamar, get out of there. Father Gregory cosplay? I don't know. You should have a Lamar replica. You mean like this? It's a hat. You can wear it on your head. Yabba, my icing. Now this one's debeaked. The worst she will do is try to couple with your head. How much to name your child Tyler 2 episode 1? That's really funny. Random Val fact, heavy cosplay. Heavy cosplay would be way harder than Kleiner cosplay. Kleiner cosplay is glasses and a lab coat. Heavy cosplay is real crazy. I really appreciate you being willing to talk about balding. I'm in my late 30s and I'm definitely struggling with it being okay. Yeah, everybody goes through it. Not everybody, but most dudes go through this, okay? And the inability for men to talk about it is fucking stupid. Come on. Heavy cosplay would need a lot of... I'm not heavy enough. I'm not heavy enough. Kaboom! Kaboom! I haven't gone bald yet, but I'm going gray. You're the guy... I met you at QuakeCon last year, didn't I? You seemed like you had your hair. Yeah. I remember we were outside the ballroom, and I was talking to one of the mappers on the Heretic Hexen new episodes, and then I remember you were also there, and we talked about my home and stuff. Any predictions for QuakeCon 2026? Yeah, that I won't be there. So I have a pregnant wife and a house to renovate. I can't go, and I'm real fucking disappointed about that because Hugo and John Romero are going to be streaming together, and I could have seen that live. Ah, fucking shit. Hugo told me he's going to give John my phone number, though. I still have my hair in a box. Cool. Wife's pregnant. I thought dog. We are getting a dog, but my wife is also pregnant, and we're also renovating a fixer-upper former drug den hoarder house that we got for like criminally cheap. Well, what we thought was criminally cheap, and then we realized, oh, this is why it was so fucking cheap. Okay, fine. So people were telling me like, you should sue, and it's like, no, we knew. Turn that crack house into a crack home? Hell yeah. Ah, that's why it was so cheap. Yeah, if something seems too good to be true, It is. Thoughts about Larry David? Okay, if something happened and Larry David is now canceled and I'm unaware of it because I'm about to praise Larry David for being like the best comedian ever, and this is like a trick or a trap, like, see, Tyler said he liked Larry David, but it turns out Larry David, you know, who doesn't like Larry David? That's my impression of Larry David. Pretty. Who doesn't like Larry? Larry David's fucking awesome. Other than that fucking, like, crypto ad he did, which also, when Larry said, I don't know what that was, I believe him. Larry has never addressed Jerry Seinfeld's problematic behaviors. Wait, so we're holding, I don't know if we blame Larry for that. Larry David's awesome. Curb Your Enthusiasm's the best sitcom of all time. One of the best TV shows, the best sitcom of all time. It's not even close. Get the fuck out of my house, you fat fuck. You fat bastard. Get the fuck, you bald bastard. Get the fuck, what the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of my house. Always Sunny is better. Always Sunny at its peak is better than Curb Your Enthusiasm. Always Sunny is not as good consistently as Curb Your Enthusiasm. Curb Your Enthusiasm is never bad. There's not a single season of Curb that isn't at least an 8 out of 10. There are multiple Sunny seasons that are like 6s. Because the thing is, right? Like Curb knew when to stop. Yes. Have I seen Arrested Development? Yes. Some of those later episodes are rough. No, they're not. The later episodes are just as good, if not better than the newer episodes. My God. No, it's the best. It's the best shit ever. I will say Always Sunny has kind of got better. Like they kind of figured, they seemed to have figured out their issues, and, you know, the last 2 or 3 seasons of Always Sunny have been real good. Any news leaks? Nothing new to report related to the frame that we didn't talk about yesterday. Always Sunny is the one with Bryan Cranston. No, that's Malcolm in the Middle, but there was one episode with Bryan Cranston, and they thought that the actor that played Jesse was just Malcolm older, which was a funny bit. That was funny. But no, Chris Martin is in Curb Your Enthusiasm as Chris Martin. Always Sunny doesn't have Coldplay in it. It doesn't have Chris Martin in it. Now, always Curb Your Enthusiasm. My favorite episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm is this one. This one. The Michael J. Fox episodes are fucking peak. Those are not to use the terminology of the cringe internet, but the Michael J. Fox episodes. Oh, you got to be kidding me with that shit. And then the episodes where, you know, he was making the musical, and then, you know, they I'm not going to say the words because I'm afraid I'll get like TOS'd or whatever, but like he was making that musical, not the producers, the other musical, and then the religious head issues a thing on him, and then that whole season being him trying to, oh my God. Yeah. Curb Your Enthusiasm's fucking great. JB Smoove was the best part of High on Life. JB Smoove is the best part of anything that he's in. And it is interesting because you think that that Leon is such a big part of Curb Your Enthusiasm. He doesn't show up until like season 7. And then once he's in the show is infinitely better because of it. But the show is still so good before that. You know. But the thing was, like, Leon's character was only supposed to be in like a couple episodes. Right? Like, it was the whole thing of like, Cheryl was like trying to help a family that was affected by Hurricane Katrina by letting them live in the house. And you'd think Larry would be like really upset about it, but he actually becomes really close with this family. And then he starts dating one of them, right? Because like Cheryl, and he was going through the separation with Cheryl. And then like, but then like, you know, this woman and her kids, and then her mom, and then her brother is Leon. And all of these people end up like, you know, moving away, or like they're not part, but they just kept Leon. Because he was just that fucking good. Like the first scene he ever did was like, you got to get in that ass, Larry. Apparently he just made that shit up on the spot. You got to open it up and step into that ass. And there's an interview with J.B. Smoove talking about how he came up with that, and Larry at one of the first time he said that, Larry was just looked at him like he was all confused, but then he explained what it meant to get in that ass. And Larry's like, oh, absolutely, say that again. Yes, do that again. The flamboyant kid that Larry likes, and he buys the flamboyant kid a sewing machine, and his mom's like, you're buying him a sewing machine? What? It's the whole, it's, someone on Reddit said that you said it was today. Yeah, I did say that it's very possible to be today. Signs are pointing towards either today or tomorrow. He makes such a pretty design. Yeah, and he gives it to Cindy, to Susie. And then Cheryl married Robert F. Kennedy. I'm gonna fucking ruin all of the early seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Fuck you. Fuck you. Watch out for those headhumpers, Gordon. Yeah, so we've got another nearly 2 hours. She's also a diehard Scientologist. Oh, that's just lovely. That's just lovely. Well, my favorite non-Larry character in the show is Susie, so, you know. Advil Zero with the Twitch Prime, 3 months on a 2-month streak. Thank you so much. Excuse me. All right, so we got some time to kill. What do you guys want to do? What time is it for you right now? It's 11:20. It just ticked over. Own Ingle with the Twitch Prime. Play disc golf. Susie in the seat that rumbles. What, in that junky car that they were driving around? Yeah. He was wondering why his date liked, yeah. Whiteout RBLX with the new Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Tell us about CinemaScope. I don't know what that is. What time does Valve usually say stuff? 1 p.m. Eastern. 3, 2, 1 game time. Completely off topic. Yeah. No. I don't actually know. I don't play a lot of multiplayer. I'm a single player kind of guy. But 3, 2, 1 game time with 40 months on Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for the thing. I guess PvE. Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2. I play that one. Risk of Rain 2. Have I ever played the Portal 2 Sixth Sense motion pack? No. Play marbles with chat? No thanks. GTFO? Yeah. It's not. If it's not today, it's next week. But yet, yeah. I'm pretty much on that train as well. Man, they keep patching Crimson Desert. Why do they keep patching Crimson Desert? Nice hat, thank you. Can we go through games you've had on your to be played list? I don't actually have one written. I kind of know. Any Doom or Quake stuff you want to play? Yeah, I want to play the new expansion Tremor that came out. I also want to play this Realism 2 expansion pack that just came out. 10 euros. Hey again, Tyler, have you tried Source World, the roguelike Half-Life 2 mod, and what did you think of it? Yeah, we streamed it for like 3 hours a couple weeks ago. We loved it. We really, really loved it. Enjoy all the cash I have saved up for the frame so far. Oh, well, you don't, I don't know how to, I don't know how to give you a refund. If that's all the money that you have, I'm not comfortable with that. But I appreciate you being here. Ever played Terraria? I've never been a fan of Terraria. Tyler, give me an idea for a Deadlock mod. Do I like horror survival games? I'm not a horror guy. I'm too easily sensitive, and I don't like violence and stuff against humans, obviously. Audrey, trying to think. What should you do for a Deadlock mod? There's so many characters in Deadlock. Can you do Bebop? I'm feeling Bebop, but like turn Bebop into yeah, Bebop as dog. That kind of came to mind, but that wouldn't really work. You wouldn't want to turn Bebop into Sniper. You could turn Vindicta into Sniper. Also, yeah, the more Neon Prime feeling characters are likely going to get remodels eventually. Oh, that's nice. I mean, Venator, that's pretty... Venator, I like Venator, but like... Oh, yeah, if you want to make the best mod ever, make model shoes for Vindicta, and let's see how the audience reacts. Put shoes on Vindicta. I can't think of anything. I mean, like, little things are coming to mind. You want to do Drifter or Victor? Okay. Well, for Drifter... Make him Edward Cullen. Make him Edward Cullen. Just make him Edward Cullen. Make Drifter blue instead of red. From Twilight? Yeah. Drifter is a vampire. People are saying a werewolf. Drifter's not a werewolf. The werewolf character is Silver, right? Where's my random Val fact? Oh, yeah. Gabe Newell collects knives. He's got thousands of knives. Gabe Newell has thousands of knives. Gabe Newell has more knives than I have knives. And I don't have many knives. Ooh, I didn't know about that. Thanks. Wait, for real? Okay. Drifter is a vampire with a werewolf-ass build. Okay, so then make Drifter, when he's in his human form, make him Edward Cullen, but then when he's in his alt form, make him Jacob from Twilight. Does he still care about knives? Yes. Have you seen the Avalon thing on YouTube? No, not yet. Real ones are from CS2. Real ones. He collects real knives. Actual, physical, can cut you knives. Nice hat. Thank you, Rotchige, on Twitch Prime 6 months. Thank you so much. Thanks! It's my hat. So I guess we'll just kind of like chill out and play some games while we wait. Tyler, serious question. If Valve multi-billion-dollar company, why no frame subsidies? Because there are different levels of multi-billion-dollar companies. So this is... Oh, that's right. OBS does not like UZ Doom. That is so annoying. Oh, okay, and if I put game capture on, it crashes. Okay. Switch to Linux, OBS will like nothing at all. Oh, that's great. Have you seen the thing I just DM'd you? What the fuck is this? Oh, okay. That looks a little too good to be AI. Talk about Half-Life, please. Okay, so Half-Life is a game about a theoretical physicist named Gordon Freeman who arrives late to work. And he has to take this long tram ride to get to work. And so he's on this tram. He works for the Black Mesa Research Facility, the Black Mesa Institute, in New Mexico. And so he gets on the tram. He's running late for work. He gets to the work, and the security guard lets him in. They're kind of having a bad day because it seems like the system is down and they can't really get. They're trying to find their files and stuff. So, Gordon needs to get suited up because they're doing this test on this new sample that the administrator went to great lengths to get. So, the beginning of the game is Gordon walking through the Black Mesa, the anomalous materials lab, and he gets to the locker room and he puts on what's called the hazardous environment. What does V stand for? Hazardous environment V. Oh, environment, EV, right. The hazardous environment suit. And so he puts on his suit, he talks to some people, he pushes a bunch of buttons on a microwave, causes some noodles to explode or whatever, casserole. And then he goes into the test chamber, and it's this big thing, and they do the test, and the test causes something called a resonance cascade to occur, which causes aliens from a border world called Zen to invade. And so all of Half-Life is Valve trying to not Valve, Gordon Freeman, the theoretical physicist, he's 27, try to escape the Black Mesa research facility while all of these aliens are invading, and he's trying to escape. But it turns out he can't, because it seems like the entirety of Half-Life was kind of like a test of an interdimensional being that we don't really have a whole lot of information on. And back in the 90s when Half-Life came out, this guy was thought to be the administrator, and maybe thematically was, but they call him the G-Man, or the government man. And he had to go to Zen using a portal, and he did some stuff in Zen, and then he defeated a big baby demon alien thing, and then the G-Man offers him a job, and then when he gets he effectively is forced into the job, and he's put in stasis for 20 years. And when he's in stasis for 20 years, a whole bunch of stuff happens on Earth. The resonance cascade was effectively a beacon for a very powerful alien race called the Combine to identify that Earth was a resource-rich planet. They take over Earth and they start mining it for resources. They start, doing things to Earth, and they killed like 2/3 of the human population. They took over all of Earth and defeated all of Earth's defenses and resources within 7 hours. That's the 7 Hours War. And then, and so they build these little cities in North America and not North America, in Eastern Europe and stuff. And, and so, the small resistance groups start popping up around different cities in the outskirts of what's left in the wasteland and stuff. And then Gordon appears out of nowhere. 20 years later, Gordon appears at City 17, which is a Combine city in Sofia, Bulgaria, that G-Man just kind of placed him. As far as Gordon's concerned, it's only been like maybe a day or whatever, but now he's 20 years into the future, and people are trying to kind of treating him, as Breen says, as like a messianic figure. And so Gordon shows up kind of completely like blind. He's completely doesn't know anything about anything. And so he runs into some people that he knew. He just happened to be placed in the city where the people that knew him from Black Mesa were around. He first meets Barney Calhoun, who was one of the security guards that was trying to find his files or whatever at Black Mesa. Barney Calhoun is working undercover as civil protection, which is the lowest level of the Combine hierarchy of enforcers and stuff. And the civil protection people are not transhuman. They're still human, but you can go through a transhumanization process and become a Combine officer or whatever. And there are benefits to doing that, and some people choose to do that. But he's still civil protection, so he's still human. He's pretending to be human or pretending to be a civil protection officer, and he directs Gordon to go meet up with Dr. Kleiner, who is another scientist from Black Mesa who survived. So he's going through some canal. He gets to, he's running across he's caught. A miscount was detected in an apartment block because there's heavy security all throughout. It's with a lot like flying cameras and a central AI and stuff like that. And so he's getting shot at, and he runs into this woman who seems to know who he is. And so, she kind of beats up some people and kind of saves his ass. It turns out this is the daughter of another scientist that that survived Black Mesa, that worked at Black Mesa with Gordon. Her name is Alex, and she's fancy. She spells it with a Y. And so they make it to Dr. Kleiner's office, and they're like, okay, so Dr. Kleiner, again, was also a guy at Black Mesa. And so they have this teleporter. Dr. Kleiner was... Opera GX is here. Okay. Dr. Kleiner was, he was a guy that was researching teleportation technology in the first place. And, he's built this underground teleporter using scraps and things. And obviously he's had many years to be able to refine his technologies and make it work kind of under the nose of the Combine. Unfortunately, as they were setting up the teleporter to be able to take Gordon Freeman to what they call Black Mesa East, which was just like this little facility that Eli set up. Eli Vance, the father of Alex Vance, another guy that you worked with at Black Mesa, they were just going to teleport you straight there. They teleport Alex over there and it works just fine. But unfortunately, in the middle of the teleport, that Gordon was standing in the teleporter, and they were trying to teleport Gordon into Black Mesa East. Unfortunately, Lamar, who is Dr. Kleiner's pet head crab, who has been debeaked and is completely harmless, went up into the HVAC system, or the ducts of the science, this little lab that Kleiner has, and he kind of coincidentally jumped out at the wrong moment, fucked up the teleport, and then accidentally sent I'm not pregnant, my wife is pregnant, but I appreciate Reno trying to tell this big company that I'm saving up to have a baby and renovate a house for the baby. So Lamar fucks up the teleporter and kind of sends Gordon all over the place, but most importantly ends up sending Gordon accidentally to the offices of Dr. Wallace Breen, who's the actual administrator from Black Mesa and is now kind of like the human Combine liaison. People say he sold out the human race to the Combine. Other people say that if it wasn't for his negotiation skills, then most of the humans that are still alive would be dead anyways, and we wouldn't have these cities. So that alerts the Combine that Gordon Freeman is back, and, there's all that stuff. So now Gordon is running away and has to make it to Black Mesa East on foot. He's given his crowbar, and now he needs to make it to Black Mesa East on foot. So in order to be able to do that, he has to go through the canals and make it all the way to Black Mesa East using both his feet and also an airboat. They get to Black Mesa East. He's introduced to a woman named Judith Mossman, who's like the assistant scientist to Eli Vance. She seems kind of awestruck by Gordon Freeman because she's very familiar with all the work that Gordon and Eli and Kleiner and all them were doing in the anomalous materials lab. And so they're trying to like just set like, okay, Gordon's here. We can do a bunch of stuff. Here's what we're going to do with Gordon. Alex, why don't you take Gordon out and show him the 0-point field energy manipulator or whatever, the gravity gun. And so they get the gravity gun. They're introduced to Dog. Dog is this robot companion that Eli built for Alex when Alex was a little kid. And then Alex kept building onto Dog. So Dog went from like this big to being the size of like a fucking semi-truck. And then, so, there's that and like whatever. And so, but then the Combine kind of followed Gordon to Black Mesa East, and now the Combine are invading Black Mesa East. And so Alex, Dog, and Gordon are trying to escape the facility, and in order to escape the facility, they have to go through a separate tunnel that takes you to a former mining town called Ravenholm, which since the invasion or something after the invasion has become absolutely infested with headcrabs and zombies. Headcrabs are these things. They go onto the head of their host and they effectively take over and they turn them into zombies. Not really living dead, but like they're mind controlled. And if you were to remove the head crab, they would die. So it's a whole thing. And so you have to, Gordon ends up in this place called Ravenholm, which is this crazy ghost town that used to be this mining village. That the only human survivor seemingly left in Ravenholm is the church's pastor or priest. He seems Catholic, so I'd say priest. And so, he's going through this place, and there's all these traps set up, like car engines with lawnmower blades on them to spin around to cut things in half, or, car bodies like that are really high up and fall down at the push of a button and stuff. This guy's named Grigori. He's kind of gone mad, but he sets up all these traps to be able to kill these zombies and stuff. And Gordon has to get through the town and eventually makes it to Grigori himself and helps him fight through stuff. I hear you're a Portal fan. Prove it. Name all the chambers. Okay, so we're going to have to put a pin. We're about to leave Ravenholm with Father Grigori, but to name all the chambers. Okay, Chamber 00, you wake up in the relaxation vault. You walk around, and then there's a cube. It drops. You put it on the button and walk in. Chamber 1. That one, you jump in and fall into this like hole with 3 glass rooms around you and a portal that automatically switches around to those 3 rooms. You need to be able to go into one of the rooms with a cube, take it out, have it switch to the room with the button, put the cube on the button, leave, and then have the portal open up on the room that has the exit elevator. Okay, next chamber. The chamber after that is the one where you get the blue portal gun. You walk in, and there's a shut door, and GLaDOS says, "You're doing very well. Please be advised that a noticeable taste of blood is not part of any test protocol, but is an unintended side effect with the Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grill, which may, in semi-rare cases, emancipate dental fillings, crowns, tooth enamel, and teeth." And then the doors open, and then the portal is on a pedestal, and it's going around, and it shoots through a hole in the wall that was designed to be able to go there. A blue portal opens. You come out the orange portal. You have to jump down, and you collect the blue portal gun, which can only place... Very good. You are now in possession of the Aperture Science handheld portal device. With it, you can make your own portals. These interdimensional gates have proven to be completely safe. The device, however, has not. Do not touch the operational end of the device. Do not look directly at the operational end of the device. Do not submerge the device in liquid, even partially. Most importantly, under no circumstances should you... And then it cuts out, so you don't get to know what that is. So then you portal back up to the ledge, and then you go into the exit elevator, you go up, and and then you go into this one chamber that's just like you have to mind the gap. So it's like it's up here and then down here and then up here, and the goal is there's a blue portal that opens up here. You got to place or an orange portal that opens here. You got to place the blue portal over there. And this is also the bring your daughter to work day. This is the perfect time ever tested chamber. Okay, next chamber, chamber 4. You walk in, there's glass, there's a door, there's a button, and then there's a hole that drops a cube. You have to jump down into the hole, place a portal, bring the cube up, and then there you go. Okay, and then chamber 5 is the one that they say that they're not going to monitor. The next, you'll be entirely on your own. Good luck. And then what you do is you walk through the chamber. There are two buttons, a door, 2 high pedestals, and then a hole in the back. There's a hole in the back. There's a pit in the back with a cube in it. You got to jump down, grab the cube, put it on one of the buttons. Then you got to go up here where there's a cube, and then there's an orange portal place right here. You got to jump up to this one, place the portal, walk back in, grab that, and then there, and then, our previous statement suggesting that we would not monitor this chamber is an outright fabrication. Good job. Oh, geez, speedrun portal. I can't do that until I'm done with this one. Okay. So chamber 6 is momentum number 1. And so that one is... you walk in, behind you, there's a thing with a portal, and you got to just place a portal anywhere and jump out. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is you have to place a portal above and then jump in, and then you got to do that twice, but you can do a speedrun trick where you jump in, crouch, and then it'll fling you over across. And then the chamber after that is, what number am I on? So this would be 8. Chamber 8. So there's the first momentum puzzle, and then the second momentum puzzle, I skipped 7. Oh shit, yes I did. Okay, so the chamber after that is teaching you about the energy ball. So the first energy ball chamber is, there's an energy ball bouncing down, and then there's a thing you got to put up there. You just got to place a portal here, and then it'll go up, and then the thing will lower, and it'll go back up. And then please be advised that any contact with the chamber floor will result in an unsatisfactory mark on your official testing record, followed by death. Good luck. Okay, so there's that one. You walk in, there's a pit of goo. You need to place a portal over here so that the energy ball goes through, and then it needs to bounce off a wall and go back in. So what you have to do, what it's teaching you, is you need an energy ball can go through a portal, bounce, and you need to, while it's bouncing like this, place a portal somewhere else for it to, when it re-enters the orange portal, come out the blue portal, and it hits the receptacle. And then you have to quickly get over to the unstationary scaffold, and it'll go and it'll take you to the exit. And then after that one, it's the first momentum puzzle. And then after that is the orange portal chamber. So that one is, you walk in and you have to place a blue portal and come out wherever the orange portal is spinning and placing the portal. In 2 of those locations, you'll fall to your death. One of those locations is an unstationary scaffold that's not moving. And then the other one is this little, not coven, not cave, I don't know. Anyway, so you're supposed to go in, push the button, it'll open a door behind you. You need to do a thing with an energy pellet and then go back out and then ride the unstationary scaffold over, push the button, the door open. Well, you grab the orange, you're with it, you can create both portals, subject name here, subject hometown here, that whole thing. You go in there, and then that's the chamber. Of course, there's a speedrun strat that you just go here, and then go here, and then jump down, and then go over there. After that is momentum 2. And so for that one, you jump down, you have to place the portal up here, you jump down, you come out, and then when you're there, there's a button, there's a panel that you have to look at. Otherwise, it won't be pushed out and then made angular. And then you have to look at the $20 from Waffles. Absolutely. So then you got to look at the cube dropper. It'll drop the cube. You have to look at the angled. Okay, so then you go through there, and you grab the thing, and then you go down, and then you go again, and that's where GLaDOS will go, wee, bow, wow, wow. Right? Okay, and then, so after that one... Are we on chamber 13 now? I think that's chamber... After that one, it's chamber 13. And then once you get to chamber 13, you're pretty much home free. Because you got the orange portal gun, and then you do the secondary thing, the secondary momentum puzzle where you have to visualize on the things to set the triggers to do the things, and then you go, all right. And then, so if it's chamber 13, you walk in, you're in a closed room with a cube up on a ledge and and all you got to do is step on the button, and then you place a portal through the door, you jump through, and all you have to do, there's like a whole thing, but I haven't solved that puzzle properly in years. Legionary Leader, thank you so much for the sub. Opera GX, you're a company. Following is free. Okay, so what you got to do is you just have to momentum fling yourself. So I just put myself up. So there's 2 buttons right here on these different, and then there's a energy pellet, and then there's a unstationary scaffold with a cube on it. All you got to do is just stand on the platform with the button, and then fling yourself up to the unstationary scaffold to get the 1 cube, drop the cube on the button closest to the door, stand on the button yourself, place a portal through the slow opening door, and then walk through. The reason why the door is slow opening is because up until the very last moment of development, there was a turret behind that door, but the developers decided we're not going to introduce turrets until after the turret chamber. Okay, so chamber 14 is the easiest chamber in the entire game, because all you have to do is place a portal underneath the scaffold, which is really high up, and then go over here where this automated staircase is built. But if you stand at the top of the staircase before you finish the puzzle, it'll go down and it turns into a fling chamber, and all you got to do is just fling down, and there's this whole puzzle you just skip. And that's that. Chimpphone 2047, thanks so much for the tier 1. That one, they teach you how to speedrun that in the developer commentary. Jeep Barnett explains that in the developer commentary. Okay, chamber 15, my favorite chamber. That's the cake chamber. That one, you walk out and it's 1 fling, and then so all you got to do is just it's glass and then a fizzler, and then behind you, you place a portal, and you just jump through a portal on the ground, and you just fling again, and then you go through. Then you're in a room with it's just a square room, and then in the middle of the room, there's this wall that blocks a energy pellet, and then an energy receptacle. And what you have to do is go through, place the portal here, place the portal here, and then place a portal here, place a portal here, and then it'll go over there. But you can actually go out of bounds into the observation chamber and then portal bump over into the next room. Then what you do is you're in this next room, and you're supposed to do a thing with a angled portal, angled things, and then an energy pellet to bounce, and then bounce back, and then it'll start this unstationary scaffold that's actually going in reverse. So you have to portal yourself to the different stationary scaffold as they're going through this thing. And then you end up in this room where there are 2 rooms with buttons, and the buttons do 2 doors on this big pillar that are supposed to go down at the same time, so you can have an energy pellet go into the receptacle inside of it to be able to lower the elevator to get to the door. You can just fling yourself. Chamber 16 is due to mandatory scheduled maintenance, the appropriate chamber in this testing sequence is currently unavailable. It has been replaced with a live fire course designed for military androids. The Enrichment Center apologizes for the inconvenience and wishes you the best of luck. And then the doors open, right? So this is the turret chamber. This is the turret chamber, and it's just hallways with turrets that you're trying to avoid, and then using cubes in the Ratman den and also in this like side room to knock the turrets down. You can skip the whole chamber. Portal bump, which is a glitch in Portal 1 where if you place a portal next to, if you just try and place a portal and it seems like there's a wall, it'll place a portal through the wall on an opposing side. And so you jump through, and then there's a glass, and you can see one of the final rooms, and then you jump through again. You got to quickly grab a turret, throw it at the other turret, and then place a portal underneath the other turret, stand on the button, and then angle your portal so that you can see through the grate into the final room and just jump through and you're done. It's possible to finish the level before she's even done with the, it's been replaced with a live fire course designed for military androids. Very good. The Enrichment Center would once again remind you that Android Hell is a real place where you will be sent at the first sign of defiance. Okay, Chamber 17. companion cube. The vital apparatus vent will deliver a weighted companion cube in 3, 2, 1. The weighted companion cube chamber is this big gauntlet where you're supposed to do a bunch of puzzles that also require a cube. You can skip all of it. All you got to do is get through the 2 hallways with the energy pellets, and then you jump into this, you're on this ledge, and then there's the 3 little puzzles that you're supposed to solve. There's a piece of glass with a button on the other side, and that's supposed to show you where the end of the chamber is. Portal bump. Place a portal, place it on place your companion cube. Your weighted companion cube certainly brought you good luck. However, it cannot accompany you through the rest of the test and, unfortunately, must be euthanized. You euthanized your faithful companion cube more quickly than any test subject on record. Congratulations. So you're supposed to put the companion cube on a button, jump down into a room that's closed that has a button. The button opens up the incinerator, and then you got to quickly jump and put the companion cube in the incinerator and then leave. Okay, chamber 18, that's flings. So you walk out, and you got to fling to a higher place up here, and then you got to fling again to a higher place over here, and you got to fling to a higher place over here. Once you get over here, you got to push a button. You got to go through a little room, push a button, and then a unstationary scaffold moves and then angles itself up. It's a room with 4 turrets facing in opposite directions, and what you're supposed to do is utilize this energy pellet thing that it's the emitter, and it spins around and then shoots, and then it spins and then it shoots, and it turns and it shoots, and it turns and it shoots. Skip all of that. While the unstationary scaffold is angled, place a portal, run before the turrets shoot you, and there's a thing that you can use to jump down, momentum fling yourself over there, and you'll be in this room. Completely skipping the unstationary scaffold, you got to grab the cube and face towards the turret that's shooting at you, and you have to effectively memorize through muscle memory how far you have to walk before you fall, and then you have to quickly pull back a little bit. Then what you have to do is drop the cube, push the button, the unstationary scaffold will turn like this again. You don't use it, place a portal somewhere else, and then leave with the cube and jump behind it. Then you have to place the cube in the right in front of the door, or like the archway that leads into that room, and then you got to quickly get over to the other door that just opened, and then you got to get into the final room that was developed in Portal, which is the fling room. And all that is you place a portal here, and then there's a pit. So you blue portal here, orange portal there, you jump out, come out the blue pit, come out the blue portal, and then there's just there's like a thing here, and then there's a thing here, and then there's a thing here, and then there's one like this on that end of the room, and you're just like in, out, in, out, in, and then it flings you over. Very good. Please be advised that the next test requires exposure to uninsulated electrical parts that may be dangerous under certain conditions. For more information, please attend an Enrichment Center electrical safety seminar. Okay, now you're on chamber 19, final chamber. So there's this little puzzle that you got to do with this bouncing energy pellet, and you have to somehow angle it so that it actually comes in this way instead of this way, so that you place a portal there and it'll go up. And then it'll start moving the unstationary scaffolds, and then as you get through the unstationary scaffolds, it's the only time you see it, there's a green energy pellet, which means it'll never die. Energy pellets will explode after a while. It's just bouncing back and forth, and you're supposed to portal behind it or move it or something. What you can actually do is just portal bump your way through the thing, skip the thing, and then you get to the fire pit. That was the big reveal of the game. GLaDOS is trying to kill you, and she's sending you to get your cake, and it's a fire pit. She's trying to kill you. What you have to do is portal behind the fire pit and then fling yourself over the fire pit into the behind-the-scenes area. Okay, so the behind-the-scenes area starts, you fling yourself over, then you have these 3 engines, and you got to go down a hallway this way. Once you go down the hallway this way, there's a scaffolding thing to go up to a door. You go up to the door, you open the door, and then you're in this room with these 2 fans that are going like this. You have to jump down a ramp it's like a pit of goo, and you have to portal all the way over there. The ramp is a portal surface, so you jump through there, and then you're in a smaller room that has a scaffold that goes like this, and at the top of the scaffold is the tube that delivers the cubes. What you can do is you just portal up here right above the tube, and the tube is broken, and you ride the tube over, and you get back into the chamber that I skipped when I was describing the chambers. That was the one where they say it's impossible to solve. I can't believe I skipped that one. But okay, whatever. So you go through, you step on the cube, the button, open the doors, you portal, portal, and then, so in the game, it makes reference, this is the only time the elevator is late, right? And so when you solve the chamber the first time, the elevator actually comes down. The reason they do that is because the elevator is going to be missing when you are in the chamber again. You jump down, there's a portable surface at the bottom of the elevator shaft. There's a grate, and then there's this portal surface, and then it's like real close, like you can only be in there if you crouch, and then there's these two pistons right here that go like psh, psh, right? And your goal is to stand on the one that goes higher so that you can place a portal above this thing, jump up here, and then jump up here, and then there's this piston that goes out like this. You have to ride the piston to the end, jump over there, there's a grate, you place a portal behind the grate, you jump back, and then place the portal here, you jump through. And then in this one, you're in this little square area where you have to place, there's like an opening right here, but you're down here and you can't jump up to it. You have to place a portal on the side, place a portal on the ground, and jump in, and then the next map load. Do I have to keep going? Okay, so you jump through, the map loads, and then you end up in this piston room where what you're trying to do is there's a hallway real high up and all these pistons. You're supposed to ride the piston up, place the portal, and then jump off the piston before it crushes you. And then you go through, you just place the portal, you go through that, and then you jump through, and you jump down, you jump down. Okay, so now you're in the room where all the pistons are, no, wait, no, you're not. Now what you have to do, okay, after you go through that hallway, oh yeah, you're in the hallway with the two pistons that go up like this, and they squish you against the wall. You have to find the place with all these pistons that are going every which way. There's a place where you have to place a portal, right? And what you have to do is then you have to place a portal above one of these pistons, ride the piston up, right? And then you go through the portal, and then you quickly portal down the opposite portal color that you already have up on the wall, and it'll fling you over here. At this point, when you're here, there's going to be this hallway that has pistons going like this, and you have to portal through that. And then on this side, there are pistons going up and down really slowly, and you have to quickly portal through while they're there. And then when you're in there, there's another room with a bunch of pistons on the ceiling, and what you have to do is you have to find a place against the wall behind you right here, stand in the portal, because there's a grate with another room, and you have to portal onto the floor, and then you jump down, and then you're in this other room. And then what you have to do is there's another one of those like cube tubes. Jump down, you have to walk on the top of the cube tube, and you have to place a portal there, and then there's this other room that you can see, but you can't get to because there's goo everywhere, of a piston just going back and forth against the wall. You have to place a portal above the piston that's moving back and forth, and then you have to place a portal on the, like right above the goo, and make a jump, like on the right time, so that you can, but what you can actually do is you can just stand in the middle of the portal. Like that is, it's safe. And then you jump, and so this piston takes you over, and then you have to go like this, and then there's like a little hallway, and then there's this room. It's all metal, nothing portalable, and then there's this gate, not a gate, like a fence or like a railing or whatever, and you have to, and then this big pit, and you have to jump into the pit. And then, okay, now we're in Escape Map 3. Escape Map 3 starts with, you fall through the pit, and you just keep going forward. You're going to see a Ratman den next to you, skip it. You're standing on top of all these pistons, and when you get to a certain point, all these pistons will open up and drop you into a room. And this is a trap room where there are 3 doors, and each one is going to open up with a different turret. The trick here is that these doors can be opened with your use key. So you just walk up to the final door, which is when you fall down, if you're facing the door and there's 2 doors on this side, it's this door, from my perspective. You hit the use key, you take care of the turret, and there's a hole on the ceiling. You got a portal up. There's another cube tube that you jump onto. You jump onto a scaffolding. Underneath the scaffolding, that's where the broken turret is. And then you got to go jump over here, and then there's like this little area here. You jump down, and there's another turret in there, and then the door, and then it opens up like this. And what you have to do is jump down. You're in this big room. You have to, so you came out of here. Now you're on the ground. Now there's this portable surface, and then there's a you got a portal over here, which is really high up. So you portal down, you fling yourself, you got to do it twice, and you end up over here. Then you are in the offices of Aperture Science. And so you're walking through the first like office section. Well, if you were exploring, you could have found a couple other office sections, like with the 2 fan area and in the first map. But okay, so now what you're doing is you're just running down the hallway, and then you open a door, and then you're in a test chamber looking environment with a slanted glass in front of you, and then slanted glass on the other side, and then a test chamber, and you push the button. There's a button in front of you, you push the button, and the rocket turret shows up, and this is teaching you the rocket turret. So you got to use the rocket turret to allow yourself to break the glass, and then you got to walk around, let the rocket turret find you again, walk away from the laser and let it break the glass again. On the other side of the glass, there's going to be a portable surface and an open door. Place a blue portal right on the portable surface next to the open door and leave the room. It's the blue. So then you walk into another door, and it's just this like back area with another piece of glass. Place a portal, orange portal, let it happen, let the laser, find you, and then break the glass. Now you're in a room where it doesn't seem like there's really anywhere to go. There's like a little vent area over here. Like it's a big room, and then another room that goes that way. There's a vent right here. And then there's a tube over here, a cube tube that's carrying cubes back and forth like this. So what you actually have to do is trip the laser and then quickly redirect it. So you have to place orange right here. There was blue in the other room. Place the orange portal here. Let the laser find you. The laser will go, bah, boop, 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 and then you got to place the orange portal on the ceiling or on the wall high up so that the laser will direct the rocket to be able to hit the cube tube, so that the cube will drop down. You use the cube to put yourself into the vent. The vent will be blocked off, but then you'll be able to portal on the other side of the vent, and it's this like almost sewer section. Add one to the sewer counter, so place it on one of the ledges in the sewer section, and then come back out of the vent, place the portal on the side of the wall right there, and now the final escape map, you're now in the final escape map. So now what you have to do is jump, just like get through the little sewer section, and then there's like a sewer grate on the ceiling at a dead end. You place a portal through the sewer grate, and now you're in the final turret room. Okay, the final turret room is a big, big room with a bunch of doors that open up, and they all have turrets in them. At the floor is a little moat that looks like, it's like, imagine that this is the floor. The moat is like this, and inside the moat there's water. It's like a sewer runoff or whatever. And what you have to do is there are two, on opposite sides of the chamber, there are 2 doors that open like this, and you need to go inside the top one, take out the turret, and then place a portal on the lower angled plate like this so that you can fling, and then fling again, and you got to quickly place a portal on the top angled one. And then so like effectively what it'll be is you're up in this room, you place an orange portal here, and then you blue portal down here, and they'll fling you over here, and you got to quickly orange portal up here, blue portal down here, and then you'll end up where you need to go. Where you need to go is up here, right? And you're going to run over, and 2 turrets are going to drop from the ceiling. You need to quickly just place a portal in between where the 2 turrets are going to drop, and then just turn around and jump back down. It'll fling you up, and then you're on this ledge. And then there's a big pit, effectively, and then another ledge that's a bit higher with a doorway. You place a portal, and then you go through the door. You open the door, and there's this big scaffold that's looking over top the entire room. You hop over there, and then you open another door. Now you're back in the offices. And now all you have to do is just take this path. You go forward, this way, forward again, open a door, and now it's this big hall, like kind of a smaller hallway, and you walk down that hallway, and there's GLaDOS. Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart. Maybe we can just settle for that and we'll just call it a day. I guess we both know this isn't going to happen. You chose this path. Now I have a surprise for you. Deploying supplies in 5, 4... Time out for a second. That wasn't supposed to happen. Did you see that thing that fell out of me? What is that? It's not the surprise. I've never seen it before. Oh well, it's a mystery that I'll solve later by myself, because you'll be dead. So what you're supposed to do is the thing that fell off of GLaDOS was the morality core. You destroy the morality core. She tricked you, reverse psychology, into destroying it so that she has no more things keeping her from trying to kill you fully. Rocket turret comes in. Room starts filling with neurotoxin. You got to redirect the laser to hit GLaDOS 3 times. Different cores will pop out. There's the chocolate cake core, the 18.2 ounce chocolate cake mix. That core is first. It'll be right here on the top of this pipe thing. You put that in the incinerator. Second one is going to be the one that screams at you. Or is the first one curiosity? No, the first one's the curiosity. Who is you? What is that? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that thing? And then the chocolate cake core, and then the angry core, which is like the chocolate cake core is up on this ledge above GLaDOS. The third one is the screamy angry core. It's just up floating. You gotta just like jump on it so it falls and then bring it to the thing. And then once you do the final core, it'll explode and then GLaDOS is defeated. You beat the game. I can't do Portal 2 from memory. I can't do Portal 2 from memory. Oh, yeah, okay, and then, like, it explodes, and then you wake up, and you're, like, on the ground outside Aperture Science, and then after 2009, it goes, thank you for assuming the party escort submission position, and then it pulls you back. And that's where you see Hoopy fall, and then you fly through all of these, like, caves, not caves, but, like, you know, things or whatever, and then you see the cake with all these cores, and all the cores start lighting up, and then an arm comes down and hits the cake's candle, and then the credits roll, and the credits are Jonathan Colton's song, Still Alive. This was a triumph. That. I'm making a note here, huge success for the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead, but there's no sense crying over every mistake. We just keep on trying till we run out of cake, and it's all that gets done in science, research, still alive. Tyler, you may have autism. Yeah. So after you leave Ravenholm, I'm done. I'm done. Someone claimed speedrun Portal. Yeah, and I did that already. I just did that. I speedran Portal in my mind. Someone refund the speedrun Portal points. I'm not doing it. I just played Portal. I'm not playing it again. No, I'm not angry. I think I prefer to stay inside. Anyway, this cake is great. It's so delicious and moist. Now these points of data make a beautiful line. We're out of beta. We're releasing on time. Thank you. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate it. Continue on from Ravenholm, please. Okay, so after Ravenholm, you end up in this like little underground, like some of the remains of the mine, and then you end up out of the. So there's like this big thing, and there's like these wooden things. You got to jump over a thing. All these fast head crabs are everywhere, and you leave, and now you're on this thing, and it's like this big hill with this one of the final traps you have to deal with. It's a mine cart with a spinning blade. You got to hide from it, and you end up, and now you're outside, and then it goes, meow, boom, down. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing this anymore. I have autism. Leave me alone. Till the end of episode 2, please. Okay, so after that, there's a little bit you're just like going through City 17, and then you end up at this place where they kill one of the civilians, and then you end up outside, and there's a crane and a bunch of antlions, and it's all gassed up for you, and now you're on the coast chapters, and then you drive through the coast, you meet a couple places, and and then Gordon's over there. So Gordon's like on the coast of City 17, and there's all these different places, all these antlions and these thumpers, and then you hate that you get to this place, and when you get to this final place, it's a bridge, and you got to drive the car over. You got to jump on the scaffolding under the bridge to be able to lower a field so that you don't get hit by a train, and then you go over the bridge, and I don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, and then Gordon keeps going through the game, and he's like he gets the rocket launcher, and he goes to the top of a lighthouse and Lighthouse Point and all that. And then I feel like the mine was kind of tacked on a bit here. I agree. It was a much larger section, including a rideable vehicle that was cut. Okay, and then you end up like on the outskirts of Nova Prospect. You break into the prison. You have to fight into the prison yard. Now you're in the prison, and now you're outside. You got to fight through this prison. Alex is helping you through the prison, and now you're inside Nova Prospect. And now that you're inside Nova Prospect, Alex is helping you. You discover that Eli is being held in Nova Prospect, and then you find out that Mossman actually is the one that's kind of like working with Breen. Mossman's a double agent. No way. And then you're so now Mossman is like, you're trying to get to this teleporter that Kleiner is able to tap into so you can teleport back to Dr. Kleiner's, and you figure out what to do. But then when you get to the teleporter, you see that Mossman's actually stole the teleporter with Eli, and you don't know where you end up. And then you end up having to fight this teleporter to like re-energize, and it's like a tower defense segment. And then you go through the portal, and you end up in Dr. Kleiner's, and Alex is like, what's happened? Where's Dr. Kleiner? And she like opens a door, and Dr. Kleiner's holding a shotgun to Alex, like, who? Alex? Gordon? Well, I'd given up hope. And it turns out that it was a really slow teleport, and it actually took a week to get to that point. You were like stuck in some kind of like space-time bullshit thing, and now you're in Kleiner's office, Kleiner's lab, and Dr. Kleiner thought you had died because after the teleport, you guys disappeared. Since in that week of time, Nova Prospect fucking blew up, and the destruction of Nova Prospect, the destruction of the depot, acted as like a signal, like, okay, now we're rising up, and all the resistance is fighting the Combine in the streets. And so now it's Street Wars levels. You meet Dog and Barney. Well, you meet Dog first. Dog helps you through some stuff, but then Dog, like, is this really cool segment where he's like fighting a fucking, like, a Combine APC, and then you jump through some stuff, and you're still in the street levels, and make way, Mr. Freeman. Now you're like controlling people in like the worst, and now you have the worst mechanic in all of Half-Life 2 trying to control the squads and stuff. There's Striders being introduced now, and then you get to this place where it's like, hey, Gordon, I'm up here. I'm pinned down. Take care of the sniper. You got to take care of the snipers by throwing grenades into the windows, and then you help Barney, and then now Barney's with you. Okay, so after that, you're just fighting. It's Dog and Barney, and then you just kind of do some more Street Wars stuff, fighting some Striders, and then you get to this Combine wall. And then Barney says that when you see Dr. Breen, tell him I said, fuck you! And then you end up on the outskirts of the Citadel. Now you're outside the Citadel. Gordon breaks into the Citadel, does some Citadel stuff. His weapons are taken away, but the gravity gun reacts to the weapon thing that dissolves all the weapons and actually turns it into the super gravity gun. And now you can, for some reason, also have 200 armor, and armor chargers now give you health. And this is the best part of the game. You can fucking use the gravity gun to pick up Combine, and you're flinging Combine. You're riding up the elevator. You get to the top, Dr. Breen's like riding up. You got to beat him to the top, and you blow up then you blow up the Citadel. You forgot the tower defense section with Alex. I'm not touching everything. Okay, and then Dr. Freeman, and then G-Man saves Alex and Gordon at the last minute. And so now Gordon's under a bunch of rubble, right, after the Citadel exploded, and Alex and Dog are outside of the rubble, and they're digging around trying to find Gordon. So now they're digging through the rubble, and Gordon wakes up to the visual of Dog pulling rubble away, and Alex is like, oh my God, Gordon, you're alive. And so you're in the outskirts of the Citadel, which is now blown up and everything's destroyed and stuff. But what's happening now, as it's found out, is that the Citadel's core is overheating, and if the core explodes, it's effectively like a nuclear bomb that's going to go off and everybody's going to die. So Gordon and Alex have to go back into the destroyed Citadel to make sure that the core can be taken care of. How they do that is they get into a van that doesn't have an engine, and Dog fucking throws the van into the Citadel. Now you got to go through the Citadel. You're actually fighting stalkers for the first time. You got to take care of the core, and then once you take care of the core, you have to leave the Citadel, and now you're fighting Street Wars levels again, and you're trying to get to Barney to be able to help people get onto a train, so that blah, blah, blah. You got to go through a hospital at some point. Okay. Okay, so then eventually, Alex and Gordon are just trying to like get through these underground parking garages and eventually get to City 17. And when they get to when they get to the destroyed area, the destroyed City 17, Dr. Kleiner's telling people to fuck, and that's fun. And then eventually you get to this like train station where you got to fight Striders and do the worst part of episode 1, where you have to direct these people into the train so that Barney can ride away, and you never see fucking Barney again, and it's been like 20 years. And then eventually you get on a train with Alex right as the Citadel explodes. Okay, so now the Citadel explodes, you're on a train, and you're like you were at one point going to be precariously over a bridge, and but they cut that. So now you wake up and you're in the train, Alex and Gordon, and Dog, I don't think Dog's, okay. Alex is helping you get out of the train, and then you leave the train, and now Alex and Gordon are like walking around, and then all of a sudden you're like trying to figure out where you are, and then this new enemy that we've never seen before appears and almost kills Alex. It's called a hunter. And then, so Alex is almost dead. And then a Vortigaunt comes and saves Alex. So now you got to go to this thing. You got to do the worst part of episode 2, which is the antlion, the Chet Falasek, Eric Wolpaw written characters that are constantly yelling at each other with the turrets and the landmines and stuff. Okay, whatever. So then so Alex is on a table. Alex is dying. And then you got to do this turret defense segment with what's his name, Sheckley. I don't like that part. Okay, and then you finally do it, and then you got to go around and collect some MacGuffins, and then they try and save Alex, and then the G-Man shows up, and it effectively turns out, it looks like the Vortigaunts are not aligned with the G-Man. The Vortigaunts are an extra third thing that the G-Man is actually fighting against and doesn't seem to have power to be able to take over. Not that this is the best moment to have a heart-to-heart. Okay. So now you got to go through a whole bunch of stuff. Episode 2 is a whole lot of not actually telling story. You get the jalopy, you're trying to ride to White Forest base. You eventually get onto the jalopy and you are riding along with Alex, and the best Half-Life 2 content that's ever been made is riding around in the jalopy through like the pine forest, snowy sections of getting closer and closer to White Forest base and finding the hidden caches and stuff. And then you get to White Forest and you're like, okay, we're going to launch this rocket and close the Combine portal. Alex is there. Kleiner is there. Eli is there. And then all of a sudden, when Alex and Eli finally see each other for the first time in ages, she looks at Eli and goes, prepare for unforeseen consequences. And Eli says to you, effectively, so you see that guy too, huh? You know about him? Am I going to cry explaining the ending of episode 2? Oh no, I'm getting emotional. This isn't good. Okay, okay, so now you got to do a really fun part that's actually really frustrating if you're trying to get the achievement, where all these Striders are attacking these different houses. You got to ride the jalopy around, use a pumpkin, not a pumpkin, but it was a pumpkin for a while. Also, there's like this character that I guess has been around forever, but now he's just, fuck that, we're not even going to talk about him. He was the one that had the microwave casserole because, okay, we're going to link it back to the buttons that Gordon pushed at the start of the story. Okay, so now you're gonna do the pumpkins and you're gonna shoot them at the Striders to be able to protect everybody, and then you finally do it and you kill all the Striders and you go back to the base and they launch the rocket, and the rocket closes the Combine portal. Oh my god, we defeated the Combine. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get on the we're gonna Master Obvious with the 5 months. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Oh my god, we're so close to defeat. We just closed the thing. I'm skipping over some stuff. You know, obviously like the first advisor attack where Alex and Gordon were like mind fucked almost, and you see that he has a tongue. He's gonna suck your brain out, and then like Dog saves you, I think, or what? Like something happens and you're fine. That happens in episode 2, and they're setting up what happens. So okay, you learn that there's this thing called the Borealis, and there's the weather control, and it turns out that Mossman actually might be a triple agent who was pretending to be a double agent, but she's actually on your side, and we're going to go to the Arctic. We're going to get on this helicopter. You get into the helicopter. You go into the helicopter hangar, and then, fuck. And then something bad happens. But it doesn't happen because because 5 years ago, an alternate reality Alex woke up in her little hideout, and it turns she gets a call from her dad that her dad and her friend Russell actually found a thing, and they are not sure what they found, but it looks like what they found was crazy, and all of the alarms start going off, and the Combine start going crazy, and then Eli is captured because they saw more than they should have saw, and so now Eli is on a train to Nova Prospect, and Alex is in the back of a car also being taken to Nova Prospect. Russell, trying to figure out not knowing which car Alex is in, crashes one of the cars and pulls Alex out of the wreckage using a hacked scanner, giving her a headset. Okay, so now that the scanner is taking her to Russell's den, which is a lot similar to Eli's lab, and while you're in, it's hidden in this like grandma at apartment with the second best song in the whole game. You open a cabinet, you push the button, the thing goes, Alex, my camera okay? No. Okay. Then he gives you these gloves. He gives you it's unloaded now. Okay. So now you're on a train and you're going to go into the QZ, but the train stops and there's a big vault door and you got to open the vault door. Okay. Whatever. You go down, you learn how to do resin, and you learn that this rat is following you around, and you learn how to pick things up, and you learn how to upgrade your guns, and it's a Combine fabricator, all that. Now you're in a subway, coolest level in the game, second coolest level in the game. You go through subway. Okay. So now what you're trying to do is get to Fairview Junction so that you can stop a train from getting to Nova Prospect, so you can intercept it and rescue Eli. You almost rescue Eli, but it looks like he's about to die. Well, okay, first, actually, you run into this, I have a brain injury. My brain is injured. Ow. So you're being sent these signals. This was a much bigger part in the beta world of the game. You go into this junkyard. There's this Vortigaunt who's been severed from the Vortessence, who's living alone, and he's cooking. And so, he's trying to teach you that you have to, look to the Northern Star. And then you go in and you crash the train, and Eli falls to his death. But no, the Vortigaunt that you just rescued saved Eli, and Eli is now on his way to Russell's lab to be able to communicate with you, and you're still going through stuff. Most of Half-Life Alyx is not storytelling, so I can skip over large swaths of it. The only thing you really need to know is that they make it to the Northern Star. The Northern Star is a hotel, and when you're in the Northern Star, a whole lot of nothing happens, because then you actually have to go to the distillery. When you're in the distillery, you meet Jeff. Jeff is a invincible blind zombie that you need to sneak around. You meet Larry, the worst character in the game, because they didn't do fucking shit with Larry. I bet most of you forgot that Larry was a character. And then you get through the distillery, and then all of a sudden you're in a veterinarian clinic underneath a zoo. And then you have to go through the zoo. Again, not a lot of stories actually happening. The majority of the story doesn't happen until you end up in the final chapter. You're fighting through these parking garages and like this train yard, and then you get to the vault, which you've been chasing this whole time. And what ends up happening is you end up getting sucked into the vault, and you lose contact with your dad, and you lose contact with Russell. And now you're in the vault. What's in the vault? An entire apartment complex. And even to this day, people still have not fully figured out what the hell they were hinting towards. My theory is what they're hinting towards was the creation of the G-Man. Is that the G-Man was a human being that the Combine or the employers of the G-Man contacted, and then the Combine detected the signal and scooped up the apartment building, and then you end up in the vault, and you're told from a bit ago that the person in the vault is Gordon Freeman. Oh my God, the guy that can save us all. And it's not Gordon Freeman, it's a fake out. It's the Gordon Freeman. Miss Vance. That, and then the fucking coolest thing Valve has ever done happens that made me fucking weep, where you're talking to the G-Man in VR, and they experiment with VR, and G-Man tells you, okay, really, oh, you're so powerful. Is there anything you want? The Combine off Earth. Miss Vance, that is quite a significant nudge. Well, you asked. How about I offer you something you don't know you want? This is the moment where your father dies. Okay, so the thing in that helicopter hangar that I don't want to talk about too much. You retcon it. you, as a result of this entity will live while this entity will not. And then she wants to go home, and then the G-Man makes a self-referential comment to Valve. A previous hire is unable or unwilling to complete the tasks that were laid before him. Miss Vance, you have proven yourself to be incredibly capable, and now I'm taking you from the timeline, and now you're in stasis with me, and I'm putting Gordon back. And so Alex is now stolen from Eli, both in the pre-time, in before Gordon shows up, and at the end of episode 2. Gordon, wake up, Gordon. Son of a bitch and his unforeseen consequences. Come on, Gordon, we got work to do. And that was 6 years ago. So that's what Half-Life's about. I like Half-Life. So when people ever think that I just kind of like glommed onto the Half-Life community because it gets me views, I hope I've proven to you that that's fucking bullshit, and I would be doing this even if you weren't watching me. I can't believe I got emotional saying helicopter hangar. It's like the words helicopter hangar are like, you know, $10. Truly a passionate gamer. Well done, King. Thank you so much. Waffles 69.52 for the $10 tip. So I just proved to you that I'm crazy. Exclamation point donate in the chat. I'm having a kid. I'm turning the air conditioning on. Hold off on donating until I come back. Okay. Helicopter hangar. Maybe today is the day. It's possible. Has there been anything going on with the back end of anything? Has anything happened in the back end that we've caught at all? No indicators today. It doesn't. God fucking damn it, Valve. What is happening? Valve! Can I at least order my Steam machine? No. God damn it. $5 from Crackhead Jones. I have a Steam Machine reservation waiting for payment if you want it, Tyler. No, I'm not comfortable giving my personal information out to anybody. I'm sorry. But I appreciate the offer. I appreciate it. Yeah, there were indicators 3 days ago. That's true. My guess is the frame is 24th because that's 56 days after the Steam Machine release announcement and on a Monday. Do you think HLX should take place in City 17? The music I donated isn't playing. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't really done that in a little while because all my Stream Elements updated and it broke my setup and I'm still waiting for shit to update, and then we'll go. There's like, I can see right here, there's an hour of music I have to listen through, but like my controls over it are broken right now. Sorry. How long was I yapping? The Half-Life and Portal continuity? How long did that take? Roughly an hour, about 40 minutes. Jesus Christ. Did you know I like Half-Life? Did you think I would also somehow work in Half-Life Alyx like I did? Wait, you like Half-Life? Yeah. I really, really, really want to play a new one. I know they're making it. I know it's in development, but I'm just like... Real talk. Like, I'm frustrated because I know that it's this thing of, like, it's not... They don't think it's ready yet. It has to be perfect and all that. And I'm just like... Come on, guys. Mr. Hype Merchant, do you think the frame will be more than $500? Yes. Yes, I do. How much do you think the Steam frame will be? I would love for them to announce the price so that we can just get that shit out of the way, because most people seem to be in denial about how expensive it's going to be because, well, Meta subsidizes their headset, and it's like, okay, all right. It's going to be over $1,000. I think it's going to be over $1,100. It's going to be very expensive. No, don't say that. I just did. $13.99 seems fair. Remember when he underestimated the machine price? Yeah, do you remember when I thought the machine would be $1,000 and people thought I was nuts? And then it was more than that? There are no indicators that it's happening today now. There are indicators that things are getting closer and closer. There are indicators that reviewers have it in hand. But god damn it, it's still not fucking, like, they're not, like, it's completely silent right now. What is happening? You don't see them going over 1,600? Yeah, that seems a bit much. I wonder if reviewers were told to hold off as a price hike would change their review, right? It would. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. $4 from Golden Spoon. Yeah, technically. But that wasn't communicated. They were just told, have your software ready by this date. Or this general date. This general time. Don't worry, guys. The AI bubble's going to burst in about a month. As long as the U.S. government is going to continue trying to do everything in their power to make sure that the bubble doesn't burst, the bubble's not going to burst. Because once the bubble bursts, it's like the whole fucking economy's going to fucking collapse. Why are you excited about the frame aside from it being new Valve thing? I'm not. I'm not actually that excited for the frame. It's the new Valve thing, and it's my job. I'm excited for HLX. I'm excited for Deadlock. I'm excited for Codename TF. I'm excited for software. Hardware is very hard to get excited for because it's like, okay, I'm in a position where I can afford it, and it's also a tax write-off because it's my job and all that, you know. But it's not fun if there isn't a community surrounding it. And if the community is just a bunch of fucking enthusiasts and not just like gamer, like, do you know what I mean? Like it's not the same. It's not fun. The hardware, to me, is not very special. It's just, it's part, the hardware is very much just part of my job. But unfortunately, and it was exciting. In November of last year, it was very exciting because it was very much like, oh, this is a real like stick it to the man moment where Valve's going to try and make hardware for everyone. And it's not at all that anymore. Do you know what I mean? Tyler, isn't it also that the three manufacturers made a deal with each other to produce less so they could cause scarcity and jack the prices of RAM up? That's what's alleged in a lawsuit or what. Yeah, is there a cartel that's purposely squeezing the supply to control price? Is there price fixing going on? Maybe. It would be. It could possibly get me in trouble if I said that it was. So I'll say maybe. Will the price ever go down? So yeah, the only way that it could though is if an international, if a new person, if a new group that can fab comes out and can compete outside of the cartel. But like, you know, probably not. I think the best thing that you can have happen is China entering the race, and unfortunately China very well could become self-sufficient and just function in their own domestic lines, and also the United States government could be like, Chinese RAM is dangerous. We're banning Chinese RAM. So it you know, I don't know. It depends. It's either China or the RAM cartel maybe having some more pushback with an eventual new administration in the U.S. That's possible, but that's so long term. That's so long term. Because it's like, yeah, we're fucked until like 2030. Even if China becomes a genuine player in the fabrication game and is able to rival like TSMC and stuff, you know, it's still like years. Even if they throw everything at it and they really, really, really want to have it happen, it's still years to be able to get to a TSMC kind of level. And then also, you know, data centers need to slow down. So I don't know. They're building a data center a couple miles from me. Good luck, man. I try not to doom too much, you know, because like things suck, but it's like I'm trying not, you know, if you let yourself fall into that, then nothing has a point and shit, you know. So it's like I try and stay away from that. But like this line of conversation, this line of talking, is it's a shortcut to spiraling. I guess if I compare the frame price to the Apple Vision Pro price, it'll make me feel better. Okay, the Apple Vision Pro is significantly more powerful than the Steam Frame. Steam Frame keeps me motivated for the future. So the Steam Frame does? Oh. $25, Alzy. Yeah, thank you so much. Interesting tech is all we got at the moment. I don't even think we have that much interesting tech because all of the money in tech development is going towards AI right now. Would you consider it necessary to play Doom 2016 and Eternal before Dark Ages? No, but you know, you're having a kid that's the ultimate white pill. I agree. Wait, for real? Yeah. Yeah, Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are fucking amazing games. Like, if you haven't played them, you should play them. Having a kid in this economy is actually crazy. Yeah, I know. Exclamation point, donate in the chat. For me personally, I don't understand why bring new humans into this. Yeah, we've had that conversation. DB update? Oh, for real? Oh. Interesting. Yeah, it did. SteamOS Dev Kit client just got updated. Oh, another one got updated. Both the beta and public depot got updated. Okay. Yeah, so that's the kind of shit that we would need to see for something to happen today. Is it actually happening? Yeah, it might. Yeah, that was the right update for this to possibly push towards it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna delete the fucking AI slop. Was that just Tung Sohor turning into Jeffrey Epstein? What the fuck? Delete that. Insane sentence. Welcome to the modern age. Oh, there's Koizumi jacking off. Okay, so because they know I'm looking at this channel for a SteamDB update, it's now just a bunch of GIFs now. All right, I'm gonna check to see if anybody has informed me of anything. Oh, let me contact them. Okay. Nothing yet on that end. But I'll keep a close eye. So, yeah, we needed to see some SteamDB stuff. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. So, okay, now we're posting fetish content in the... Cool. Yeah, let's delete that. Okay, so the SteamDB update thing seems to have stopped, but there was a pretty significant update that was pushed to the SteamOS DevKit client, both the public depot and the beta depot, as well as changing the depot to a previous release, which means they're about to ship something publicly, or at least public facing. So yeah, that is something. And this is the kind of something that would happen before something goes live. So the SteamOS DevKit client, for those that know, what could you tell me is the purpose of this? What is the SteamOS DevKit client? It's explained in the Steamwork docs. Okay. Yeah, it's still like, it's probably not going to happen today. It's for the Steam Deck? SteamOS DevKit client. Here it is, GitLab. Oh, okay, it's okay. So this is for, interesting. Tyler, I'm out of the loop. We were expecting something HLX related once Steam Machine releases, which it did. We were waiting for the frame next. Now, HLX has nothing to do with the hardware anymore because the hardware is not going to be shipped to enough people. They're not going to be able to make enough of it. Tested already posted a video today? Yeah. Can you read my previous message? Maybe. What's your name? Milk. Sorry for the ping. Do you think HLX may be being announced on the 24th? No, the 30th anniversary of Valve has nothing to do with any... They're not going to... No, Valve doesn't really do that. Okay. We got 10 minutes to wait. Why 10 minutes? Because things usually happen at around 1 p.m. Eastern. Why does Valve use Atlas to represent Portal in their banner? I don't know. They just do. Prepare for disappointment. Star Wars The Force Awakens is the most disappointing thing since my son. Thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate it. Adam Savage is tested, posted 2 hours ago, not today. Okay. Deltarune Chapter 7 is most likely going to be 2029 due to scope. Whew. Are you serious? Tested sucks. I like Adam Savage. He seems alright. Lepton being updated in the dev kit client is mildly interesting. Yeah, it is. Guys, new product page? Oh, for real? Can I just say that Steam getting ARM64 Proton would be the best thing to happen to the gaming industry in terms of affordable hardware? While I agree with you, Qualcomm's going to try their best to make sure that that shit doesn't happen in terms of, like, it being affordable. All right, I'm going to grab a pizza, BRB. Enjoy the pizza, security officer of the Fawns. No, like, I do agree that the future of consumer technology is probably ARM-based, at least for now. But even ARM hardware is going to become more expensive. So, is Deltarune really Toby's magnum opus, given that Toby's not that old? Yes? Okay. So is Toby retiring? Like, Toby's done with games after Deltarune is done? He'll keep making games? Okay. Well, then it might not be the magnum opus, and it might make better games down the road. Deltarune is just his dream game. Okay. That's cool. Nintendo's going to hire him to make a game. I could see that happening, yeah. Okay, we got 6 minutes until we can call it for the day. I mean, we've already been streaming for over 2 hours, so I'm pretty done with today's stream. But why is your camera under game and not webcam? Because it generates engagement. Wait, what exactly got updated today? The dev kit for SteamOS stuff, a new branch and stuff. I don't know if that really if that's something that you could push towards a public thing, but it is something. I know ARM64 assembly because I took a class on it in college. Back then, I barely paid attention because, like, when I was going to use this, boy, was I wrong. I know. Yeah, x86 is not forever. I have to poop. I can't hold it for 5 minutes. Help. Bro, you're 40. Bro, you're 40. You can shit yourself. You're 40. After frame HLX is full concentration. No, because you got Codename TF, you got Deadlock, you got the time travel machine I'm building. SteamOS DevKit client changelog is just release numbers and laptop support tweaks. Oh, also, yeah, the MVM update. Yeah. Do you think HLA will be updated with quality of life features for the Steam frame? No, I don't. I think it'll be a pretty bare bones port. If anything at all. Like, they might not ship it, is the thing, you know. Do we know if the standalone HLA will look good or not? If you're used to how it looks on a computer, It will not look good. Four minutes. Is this interesting? The Steam Frame wireless adapter only has 2 people in app right now. All-time low since it went public. New Steam config for the Cyberpunk Fest. Galaxy Pierce at the Tier 1 for 2 months. HRT Life 3 on Steam. You're obviously on the Komodo website. Has anything happened on the Komodo website? What are your thoughts on Steam Frame being inside-out tracking? Yes. No, I don't think so. Hi. Okay, hi. Do you think standalone HLA will be for Quest headsets? No. I think it might be hacked in. If they make an APK, they might hack it to... Somebody might hack it to work, but... no. Didn't we get an HLA previous branch update or whatever before they did the Half-Life anniversary updates? Yeah, but not for Half-Life Alyx. They did that for Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Yes. Hardware wireless streaming is a very good selling point for the frame. Yeah. Final price guesses $1,300. The Meta headset software is genuinely unbearable. Completely agree. But it's also very cheap. And it's being subsidized by that terrible software. Aloha! Hello. Thank you for being here. 1,300 base? Yeah. 1,250 base. 1,500, 1,550 for the enthusiast one or whatever. There's a 0% chance of frame today. Yeah, there's not enough movement for me to think it's going to happen today. There's some movement. So, maybe one more week. I don't know. Barely any good ones on the MetaQuest headsets. Asgard's Wrath 2 is very good. I liked Asgard's Wrath 2. Yeah, I don't see enough movement. I don't think it's happening today. Hey, I'm on stream. What's up? Almost 2.5 hours. I'm about to be done because it doesn't seem like anything's going to happen with the Steam Frame today. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Anybody want to say can I show you on count? Can I turn you around or?
No.
Okay. Anybody want to say congratulations to my wife? Congrats, woo, congrats, hi, congratulations, congrats, hi Electra, congrats. There's like 1 billion congrats. I'll show you. Electra can see your chats. Electra can see the chat, so go ahead. Look at all those people saying congratulations on the little blueberry. Look at all that. You have anything to say to them?
Thanks.
Also, Electra, if you could give a quick shout out to Chimpphone 2047. He donated $1,000 today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chimpphone 2047.
2047.
2047.
Although also Luke, Steam G-Man, thank you for the $10. Chimpphone says no problemo.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've had a really rough night, so.
All right, I'll let you go. I'll be done here in a minute.
Well, I need to go to the store.
Okay. I'll be done in a minute, okay?
Okay.
All right, love you. LTT uploaded, it's over. Okay, not today. Not today. God damn it, I'm so sick of this. I'm so tired. I want this so done. I just, please. Valve, what the fuck? I want to give a quick shout out to early 2026. My favorite phrase. I want to give a quick shout out to early 2026. I want to give a quick shout out to early 2026. I want to give a quick shout out to early 2026. Shout outs early 2026. Bye.